has still kept his cards close to his chest while not revealing what his role essentially is going to be in the Mahayuti government. Let's first up listen in to what the three leaders had to say.
कल मैं स्वयं माननीय हमारे मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदे जी के पास गया था और एकनाथ राव जी को मैंने ये निवेदन किया था कि हम सभी की इच्छा है कि इस सरकार में वे स्वयं हमारे साथ रहे। शिवसेना के भी विधायकों की इच्छा है और महायुति के भी विधायकों की इच्छा है और मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि वो हमारे साथ रहेंगे।
रुको थोड़ा, अभी शाम तक रुको, अभी कल शपथ ली है ना, रुको थोड़ा, अभी शाम तक रुको, अभी कल शपथ ली है।
अतिशय चांगलं बहुमत आहे की त्याच्यात आता कुठेही आम्हाला तिघांना पण ह्याला सांभाळा त्याला सांभाळा, हा तिकडे गेला, हा रुसला फुगला, आम्ही रुसून फुगून देणारच नाही, पण असं फार काही तिथं वेळ देण्याची जबाबदारी येणार नाही।
Let me quickly go across to my colleagues. Payal Mehta, Yesha Kotak and Mayuresh joining us on the broadcast for the several details that continue to come in still. Payal, to you first, what do we make of the big announcement that came in from Devendra Fadnavis with the three leaders addressing a press conference a short while ago and Eknath Shinde most importantly still keeping the suspense on?
What was most, funny to witness was the exchange between Eknath Shinde and, of course, Ajit Pawar over there, with Ajit Pawar immediately saying that he was ready to become the Deputy Chief Minister. Well, of course, Eknath Shinde keeping everybody guessing as well. Eknath Shinde, in fact, went on to taunt Ajit Pawar, essentially saying that he can take oath at any point in time that he's given an opportunity to. Obviously, making a snide remark at Ajit Pawar, who, remember, had become the Deputy CM to Devendra Fadnavis for one day as well when the government was formed for just a day. And that was a shapath which happened very early in the morning. Having said that, what we do understand from top BJP sources is that, everything is going to be okay. Everything is on board. Maybe Eknath Shinde is probably trying to address his own party cadre, saying that he's not given into the BJP so fast. But remember, mark the other words of Eknath Shinde. He essentially said that he had put his future and the future of his political party in the hands of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, JP Nadda, the National President, and of course the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who's been holding a lot of these meetings as well. The other issues will certainly be will be ironed out. He himself went and presented the letter of support on behalf of Devendra Fadnavis to make Devendra Fadnavis the Chief Minister. He also went on to say that Devendra Fadnavis did that thing for me, and I'm just returning that favor to him about 2.5 years later as well. So obviously that remains to be seen, but one has to understand that the BJP is also aware of the fact that the numbers in the assembly show that they probably do not need Eknath Shinde right now. But the BJP also understands that as far as the BMC elections are coming forth, they do need the Shiv Sena, because currently the Shiv Sena is holding fort onto the BMC. The Uddhav Sena is holding fort onto the BMC, and they do understand that in order to humble Uddhav Thackeray further, in order to make sure that the vote transfer takes place more easier after Uddhav's party, the most common party, or probably the most natural party would be Eknath Shinde's party as well. So that's something which all of them are really aware of. It's a game of chess which is being playing on and on. Each one of them took a jibe at the media, saying the media had various ideas and various names. But sometimes the BJP decides to surprise you by not surprising you at all. And that's something which has been witnessed today, because so many names did the rounds. Anything but Devendra Fadnavis was doing the round as well. But the BJP said, let me surprise you when you're expecting a surprise by giving me no surprise. And that's actually been the murmur within the political corridor and the corridor among the journalists as well. It's sweet.
Okay, all right. Very interesting, Payal, that you say that, because this time around it seems like the surprise is not being thrown in by the BJP but more by Eknath Shinde and his party men. So let's see how this plays out. But going across to Mayuresh on that note, what explains this kind of thinking that's going on in the Eknath Shinde camp? Because as per sources, we've learned that Eknath Shinde is eyeing the home portfolio, which the BJP thinks is also, a very key portfolio for it to retain. So what really is making Eknath Shinde make everyone wait for a little while longer, Mayuresh, as per you? All right, seems to have lost that line with Mayuresh. I want to quickly bring in Yesha into the conversation. Yes, Yesha, are you learning anything as per your sources?
The delay by Eknath Shinde, as of now, we of course understand that the portfolio allocation still remains. So, by not announcing his decision right yet Eknath Shinde still has that leeway, has that upper hand over negotiation that takes place over the portfolios. Because let us recollect the statement that was made by Ajit Pawar as well. We of course saw fun banters between all three of them, but Ajit Pawar happened to also mention in a press conference saying, if this time around there'll be no one being upset or no one walking out. If anyone is upset or anyone walks out, we'll not let that happen. So that was a direct, indirect jibe at the speculation has been going on right now, particularly on the lines that Eknath Shinde has been unhappy. In fact, going for the Eknath Shinde, they went ahead and clarified that he's not been unhappy. It has just been a speculation by media, but the body language gave it all. Now here particularly, of course, we've learned from our sources that Eknath Shinde would eventually be taking over the Deputy Chief Minister's portfolio, because that is something that is being demanded from his party cadre as well. And this was something that was substantiated by Devendra Fadnavis as well, who said that he's extended an invitation to Eknath Shinde because that's what they want and that's what the party leaders want. But of course, the sticky point here is that Home Ministry portfolio and the Urban Development portfolio. And because the negotiations over portfolio distribution still remains is where Eknath Shinde would not want to announce his decision just yet. We've also heard how Devendra Fadnavis said that by the end of today is where they'll announce who else will take oath along with them. So here, Eknath Shinde would still want to keep his cards guarded so that he could have that negotiating power over BJP. Of course, he's confirmed that he'd leave his future and the future of the party in the hands of top leaders of BJP and top leaders of NDA. But this is something that will still give Eknath Shinde that negotiating part. So that is what it is. But of course, we also learned from our BJP sources that possibly the Urban Development Ministry could be given to him as a part of the negotiation. But the Home Ministry is something that the BJP would want to keep with itself, just for a simple reason that there should not be distribution of power when it comes to those reporting to the CM and the Home Minister. Yes.
Okay, the negotiations may still be on, but there are no signs of infighting, at least in public domain. And in a very jovial way, we did hear Devendra Fadnavis make that appeal to Eknath Shinde and reach out to him and say that the Mahayuti alliance would want Eknath Shinde to take up the post of the Deputy Chief Minister as well. But Mayuresh, going forward, what can we expect? 5:30 p.m. is the time that Devendra Fadnavis is confirmed with Prime Minister in attendance, is when the swearing-in ceremony will take place. Before that, when are we to hear the big announcement on Deputy Chief Minister's post and perhaps other key portfolios as well?
It is very much clear that one Deputy Chief Minister post will be going to the NCP led by Ajit Pawar.
Yes.
And second Deputy Chief Minister, who will be that is yet to be seen and yet to get declared, because as Yasha and Pal was telling us, that still suspense is on about what decision Shinde takes. What we have been given to understand that all attempts are being made to convince Eknath Shinde basically to become the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, because there is a reason behind this. Because if you remember that the Maratha agitation is still on, and Zarange Patil has clearly said that once the government gets established, he will continue his agitation for the Maratha reservation. Shinde is the only, we can say, leader in Mahayuti who has got a direct contact with the Zarange. And so far in last 2.5 years, we have seen that Shinde has negotiated very well with the Zarange and Maratha leaders. So BJP certainly wants Shinde because there is something bigger role which he has to play apart from being a Deputy Chief Minister or apart from one of the cabinet ministers in Fadnavis government. So they are also looking forward that the Shinde will join them as a Deputy Chief Minister. But yes, a lot of things will happen in the meetings, because right now we have been told that though Shinde and Ajit Pawar had gone to their respected residence, but Devendra Fadnavis was still at Raj Bhavan discussing the matter. But after some time, and we have been given to understand that somewhere in the late evening, the meetings will again start, the hectic parleys will again start. And in those meetings, what exactly happens, whether Mahayuti able to convince Eknath Shinde and whether Eknath Shinde able to back what exactly he wants, whether it's a home department or urban development or not, that needs to be seen. So a lot of things depends on these meetings. And as we were mentioning from the morning, that if everything goes well in these meetings, then there is a chance that other few cabinet ministers, which are mostly the senior cabinet ministers, will may take oath along with the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister. Otherwise, it will be only Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Ministers. Back to you.
Okay, all right. So no confirmation is yet on the kind of role that Eknath Shinde will play. But given that he'd given his nod for Devendra Fadnavis as the Chief Minister and Ajit Pawar as the Deputy Chief Ministers, why perhaps we didn't see any more wait and watch on part of the other two Mahayuti leaders. But we're tracking that closely. We'll come back to you as and when we pick up more on the meetings to take place in the evening. For now, quickly shifting our attention to the big story that came in early this morning from Punjab. Now, do remember, political controversy has broken out over the manner in which a targeted attempt at Shiromani Akali Dal leader Sukhbir Singh Badal took place. It was an assassination attempt while he was on the punishment guard duty on the orders of the Akal Takht in Harmandir Sahib. The police has been giving non-stop reactions on the investigation that is underway, but the main accused in this case, who was in fact caught by the guards around Sukhbir Singh Badal, there's a clear Khalistani link that has emerged to him. Let's listen in first up to the big political voices that have come in.
ਆਊਟ ਆਫ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਹੈ ਸਥਿਤੀ। ਜੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਚੱਲਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਫੜਿਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ, ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਅੰਡਰ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਫਿਰ ਬੜੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਇਨਕੁਆਇਰੀ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ, ਹਾਈ ਕੋਰਟ ਮੋਨੀਟਰਡ ਹੋਵੇ। ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸੇਮ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਮੂਸੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਉਹ ਕੇਸ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਜੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਨਕੁਆਇਰੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਫੜਿਆ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਭਾਈ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਡੀਕਦੇ ਸੀ ਗੋਲੀ ਚਲਾ ਦੇਵੇ।
ਦੇਖੋ, ਬਹੁਤ ਮੰਦਭਾਗੀ ਘਟਨਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੀ ਨਗਰੀ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀ ਮੁਸਤੈਦੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਘਟਨਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਬਚ ਗਈ। ਉਹ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਕਾਬੂ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ, ਮੌਕੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ। ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਪਲ ਪਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡੀਜੀਪੀ ਨਾਲ ਔਰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੀਨੀਅਰ ਅਧਿਕਾਰੀ ਨੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਇਨ ਟੱਚ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਖਤ ਨਿਰਦੇਸ਼ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੀ ਗਹਿਰਾਈ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂਚ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜਲਦੀ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਸੀ, ਕੌਣ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹੱਥ ਕਿਹਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਬਦਨਾਮ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਸਾਜ਼ਿਸ਼ਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ। ਮੈਂ ਸੁਖਬੀਰ ਬਾਦਲ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਮਲੇ ਦੀ ਸਖਤ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਕਰਦਾ। ਇਹਦੀ ਨਿਰਪੱਖ ਜਾਂਚ ਹੋਊਗੀ, सख्ताई ना जांच होगी और जो भी दोषी होया सख्त सजा मिलेगी।
ऐसी घटनाएं अक्सर पंजाब में होती हैं। ये क्योंकि सुखबीर सिंह बादल पे हुआ है इसलिए ज़्यादा लोगों को पता चल रहा है। अदरवाइज़ शहरों में, गांव में लोगों में सहम है, डर है, फरौतियाँ ली जा रही हैं, लोगों से डरा कर पैसे वसूल लेते हैं और कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर जैसी कोई स्थिति नहीं है। ये एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव जो क्वालिटीज़ लीडर्स में होनी चाहिए वो हमारे मुख्यमंत्री और जो राज चला रहे हैं इस समय उनमें नहीं है।
आज जिस तरह से पंजाब पुलिस ने न केवल इस घटना को रोका पर एक मिसाल पेश की है पूरे देश के सामने कि किस तरह से कानून व्यवस्था को मुस्तैदी से बरकरार रखा जा सकता है। मैं पंजाब पुलिस की बहुत तारीफ करता हूं कि उन्होंने स्थिति को काबू किया और एक पंजाब में सुबह जब ये घटना घटी तो पूरी बीजेपी और इनके सारे नेता और पूरी मीडिया पंजाब में लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की पोजीशन को उठाना चालू कर दिया। पंजाब में तो हमने एक घटना को घटने से रोक लिया, लेकिन जब दिल्ली के अंदर सरेआम मर्डर हो रहे हैं, सरेआम शूट आउट हो रहे हैं, पूरी राजधानी गैंगस्टर्स के कब्जे में है, जगह जगह नशा बिक रहा है, महिलाओं के साथ बलात्कार हो रहे हैं, तब पूरी की पूरी बीजेपी ऊपर से नीचे तक चुप हो जाती है। और जब इनसे पूछा जाए तो इनके बड़े बड़े नेता कहते हैं क्राइम तो मुद्दा ही नहीं है।
I want to quickly go across to Tejinder, my colleague, joining us with more details. Tejinder, the Aam Aadmi Party convener has of course come out to say that, you know, the promptness with which the Punjab police acted avoided or averted this, massive incident that's come to the fore. But tell us a little bit about the investigations. It's not just a security lapse, but also a breach of the sanctity of the religious institution.
Yes, you rightly pointed out that this is the breach of the sanctity of Golden Temple, because the entire Sikh community across the globe is hurt with the fact that somebody had taken a revolver inside the Golden Temple premises and he was able to shoot at Sukhbir Singh Badal, the former Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab, who was serving a penance outside the main gate of the Golden Temple complex. So it clearly is a lapse of security, while Arvind Kejriwal, our Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Singh Mann have been saying that the promptness, the action, the way the Punjab police saved Sukhbir Singh Badal, but the Akali leaders are demanding a judicial inquiry. They are saying that there are conspiracies which are being hatched either in Delhi or in Punjab to eliminate the top leadership of Shiromani Akali Dal. Shiromani Akali Dal happens to be among the oldest political parties in the country, and Sukhbir Singh Badal, who is serving a penance outside the Golden Temple premises because he was held guilty by the top clergy of Sikh community. Just 2 days ago, he was sentenced that he would be serving a sentence out by standing outside the Golden Temple premises by wearing the dress of a sevadar. Then he was told that he would be listening to Gurbani Kirtan inside the Golden Temple premises, and after that he would be serving in the Gurdwara Langar as well. So Sukhbir Singh Badal said that he would abide by the sentence the clergy has given him. So yesterday also, this man who today tried to assassinate Sukhbir Singh Badal was seen roaming around. So it clearly shows that he had conducted the rest of the area, and today when he tried to shoot Sukhbir Singh Badal, he was overpowered by the people who were standing there. It is said that the person who stopped him from directly shooting at Sukhbir Singh Badal was Jasbir Singh, a sub-inspector in the Punjab police. But the Akali Dal is saying that this Jasbir Singh has been with Sukhbir Singh Badal and the Badal family for past more than 30 years. So Sukhbir Singh Badal had a lucky day today that he survived this assassination.
But Tejinder, surely, this has led to a full-blown war of words with the Congress, the BJP, the Akali Dal gunning for the Aam Aadmi Party, raising questions with regards to the law and order situation in Punjab. But who is Narayan Singh Chora, the Khalistani goon, who fired gunshots or attempted to take an aim at Sukhbir Singh Badal? What more do we know about him, and what explains the motive really here?
Narayan Singh Chora is somebody who is associated with the banned terror outfit Babur Khalsa International. The agency say that in 1984 he had crossed over to rather Pakistan to take up arms training. He's the one who was arrested by the Punjab police for smuggling arms and ammunition into the Indian Punjab from Pakistan, and he believed to have been in touch with several Khalistani operatives who have been trying to destabilize the peace in Punjab by carrying out terror activities. So right now he is being questioned by various intelligence agencies. We are told that several central intelligence agencies are also questioning him for his motive. It is being they are trying to ascertain whether he tried to act alone or whether he was instructed by some anti-national forces to carry out this assassination. Because had Sukhbir Badal been assassinated today, Punjab would have been set on fire by the people who don't want Punjab to remain peaceful. You see, for the past couple of years, we are seeing how attempts are being made to revive the so-called Khalistani movement in Punjab. Though attempts are being made from across by sending arms, ammunition, narcotics into the Indian side of Punjab, and the Khalistani terrorists who are operating from various countries including Canada, New Zealand, Australia, America, they are trying to revive this dead movement because the people in Punjab, they saw bloodshed for several years and now they are reaping the benefits of peace. But such type of attempts happening outside the most revered place of worship for the entire...
Oh yes, absolutely. And do remember, Tejinder, Golden Temple sees devotees in thousands, offer prayers. So this most certainly is concerning with that perspective as well. But thank you so much for joining us with all those details. Let's see what investigations reveal at the end of the day. For now, let's play out more reactions we've picked up.
इस घटना दी मैं पार्टी वालों निखेधी भी करदा और ये पंजाब वास्ते जिहड़ी है एक घटना बहुत वड्डी घटना कि असी पंजाब नूं दोबारा किहड़े दौर दे विच धक रहे हैं। अज मैं पंजाब दे मुख मंत्री साहब नूं पुछदा कि ये तुसी पंजाब नूं किहड़े पासे लैके जाना चाहुंदे हो कि अज फिर दरबार साहब दे गेट दे उत्ते शांति दे नाल सेवा कर रहे गुरसिख दे उत्ते इस तरह दा हमला होना ये मैं समझदा सूबे दी लॉ एंड आर्डर व्यवस्था वास्ते भी ਬਿਲਕੁਲ 100% ਉਹਦਾ ਫੇਲਰ ਰਿਹਾ। ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਅਸਤੀਫਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਹਮਲਾਵਰ ਮੌਕੇ ਤੇ ਫੜਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਔਰ ਡੇਰਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਨਾਨਕ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦਾ।
The attack on Shri Sukhbir Singh Badal is disturbing, worrying and shocking. The question in every Punjabi's mind today is Punjab slipping into dark times again? Aam Aadmi Party promised to turn Punjab into a hub of development. Instead, under Bhagwant Mann and Kejriwal government, Punjab has turned into a playground for criminal, extortionists, murderers and extremists. Bhagwant Mann should immediately resign as Aam Aadmi Party is incapable, incompetent and inept to handle the law and order situation of Punjab. Every Punjabi is worried that Aam Aadmi Party has taken a vow to push Punjab into the dark times again.
सुखबीर सिंह बादल पर अमृतसर श्री दरबार साहब में जो जानलेवा हमला हुआ, गोली चलाई गई, ये बहुत बड़ी सुरक्षा की चूक है। आम आदमी पार्टी ने पंजाब को कोई कानून नाम की चीज छोड़ी नहीं। आम आदमी पार्टी जब से पंजाब में आई है, डर नाम की चीज नहीं रहेगी। गैंगस्टर्स जेलों से राज कर रहे हैं, पंजाब जेलों से चलाया जा रहा है और आज कानून व्यवस्था इस कदर गिर चुकी है, सुरक्षा इस कदर पंजाब में खत्म हो चुकी है कि एक Z+ प्रोटेक्टी भी पंजाब में सुरक्षित नहीं है। ये आम आदमी पार्टी, अरविंद केजरीवाल, भगवंत मान की देन है पंजाब को। जहां भारतीय जनता पार्टी ऐसे काम की कड़े शब्दों में निंदा करती है, वहीं हम कहना चाहते हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल और भगवंत मान ने पंजाब को बर्बादी की कगार पर लाकर खड़ा कर दिया। कानून व्यवस्था नाम की चीज नहीं रही और जेल का राज है, बंदूक का राज है। पंजाब के अंदर कोई भी अब सुरक्षित नहीं है।
Surely was a narrow escape for Sukhbir Singh Badal. That's all the time we have. Heading to a very short break. We'll be right back with lots more. Keep watching.
I declare martial law to protect the Free Republic of Korea from the threat of North Korean communist forces, to eradicate the despicable pro-North Korean anti-state forces that are plundering the freedom and happiness of our people, and to protect the free constitutional order.
비상계엄을 선포합니다. 저는 이 비상계엄을 통해
Through this martial law, I will rebuild and protect the Free Republic of Korea, which is falling into the abyss of national ruin. To this end, I will definitely eradicate the anti-state forces who are the main culprit of the country's ruination and conduct vicious activities.
반드시 척결하겠습니다.
지금 과장님 지금 이불 앞에 국회대로가 완전히 점거됐습니다.
북한 공산
I declare martial law to protect the Free Republic of Korea from the threat of North Korean communist forces, to eradicate the despicable pro-North Korean anti-state forces that are plundering the freedom and happiness of our people, and to protect the free constitutional order.
비상계엄을 선포합니다. 저는 이 비상계엄을 통해
Through this martial law, I will rebuild and protect the Free Republic of Korea, which is falling into the abyss of national ruin. To this end, I will definitely eradicate the anti-state forces who are the main culprit of the country's ruination and conduct vicious activities.
세력을 반드시 척결하겠습니다.
지금 과장님 지금 이불 앞에 국회대로가 완전히 점거됐습니다.
Welcome back. You're watching Nation at 5. We return with a breaking news input coming in from the United Kingdom. This is a CNN News 18 exclusive with regards to the manner in which, after violent disruptions were witnessed during a consular camp in Canada's Brampton at a Hindu temple. Now we're learning that the Kill Modi politics and wanted banners of the Prime Minister, of the External Affairs Minister, have been conspicuously displayed at another Gurudwara in the United Kingdom. So after holding these Khalistan rallies at Hindu temples in Canada against the consular services by Indian diplomats, the secessionist groups including Sikhs for Justice, have launched this hate campaign against Prime Minister Modi in the United Kingdom. I want to quickly bring in Akanksha Swaroop into the conversation to really help us take through, or rather understand, what the details that are coming in from the United Kingdom are all about. Akanksha, most importantly, how is the government of the day looking at it?
Right. I think that's a very pertinent question that you've just now raised, Kritsween, because we'll have to see how the Labour government under Keir Starmer is going to now navigate the Khalistan threat that India has been receiving. Remember, we've already seen how they have, in fact, supported the Khalistan sentiment in the UK. A major part of the Indian diaspora in the United Kingdom is also occupied by several Sikh hardliners as well. Some days ago, there were reports also suggesting that on Gurpurab there was an event that was organized by certain Khalistan aides who are close to the Revenue and Commerce Secretary in the United Kingdom, and that is very significant considering we already are aware of the fact that FTA agreement is currently on. So I think India is going to make it very amply clear to London that if they want to work things out, especially with the when it comes to with regards to the FTA, New Delhi has made it amply clear that they'll have to address the Khalistan angle. But in the latest inputs that we are getting in from Mr. Manoj Gupta, who is our investigation editor, is in fact learned that there are Kill Modi hate posters in fact doing the rounds on the Gurudwara of West Bromwich, and that's in fact a very worrisome situation, because we've seen how Pannu has been calling for violence in Canada already. We've seen how consular camps in Canada had been disrupted in the past, and now he's calling for these similar Khalistani rallies outside the Indian High Commission as well as all the Hindu temples in the United Kingdom. He's also talked about several other Khalistans who he claims that are being targeted. Let me in fact share their names. He's also gone on to say that the Indian agents are violently targeting Paramjeet Singh Pama. Who's Paramjeet Singh Pama? He's one of the most wanted men again on the NIA list. He's also a very close aide to Nijar. At the same time, he's also been playing the role of a coordinator for Sikhs for Justice in calling for a Khalistani referendum. So we'll have to see how India in fact also takes this entire matter with Canada, the United States, even the United Kingdom, because remember, Pannu is now gradually shifting focus from Canada over to the Hindu temples in the UK as well.
Oh yes, and we're also learning as per sources that the Sikh community in Canada has outrightly rejected these hate campaigns. Many thanks, Akanksha, for that quick update. Viewers, let's now talk about a political update with regards to Rahul Gandhi's movement earlier today. Both Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, in fact, attempted to move towards Sambhal earlier in the day, where they were stopped by the Uttar Pradesh police. The Uttar Pradesh police, in fact, cited the curbs in place, the prohibitionary orders in place till the 10th of December, which essentially bars any outsider from travelling to Sambhal given the law and order situation there. Now, Rahul Gandhi took to social media immediately thereafter and said that as the LOP, he must be allowed to visit Sambhal, that he's in fact not going to allow any sort of disruptions in the law and order. But there's another development parallelly that's taken place. The Sambhal issue, in fact, has exposed the rift within the INDI bloc, because the Samajwadi Party is of clear opinion that the Congress has not been vocal about the Sambhal violence, the violence that took place a few days ago over a court-ordered survey of the Jama Masjid in Sambhal. Let's first up listen into the top reactions.
हम संभल जाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, पुलिस मना कर रही है, अलाउ नहीं कर रही है। एज एलओपी मेरा अधिकार बनता है कि मैं जा सकता हूं, मगर तब भी वो मुझे रोक रहे हैं। मैंने कहा है कि मैं अकेला जाने को तैयार हूं, पुलिस के साथ जाने को तैयार हूं, मगर उन्होंने वो भी बात एक्सेप्ट नहीं की और अब कह रहे हैं कि कुछ दिनों में अगर हम वापस आएंगे तो फिर वो हमें जाने देंगे। हमारा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अधिकार है, मेरा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अधिकार है, उसको मुझे दिया नहीं जा रहा है। तो यही है, नया हिंदुस्तान है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को ख़त्म करने का हिंदुस्तान है, अंबेडकर जी के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को ख़त्म करने का हिंदुस्तान है, मगर हम लड़ते रहेंगे।
संभल में हुआ है वो गलत है। राहुल जी नेता प्रतिपक्ष हैं, उनके संवैधानिक अधिकार होते हैं, वो बाकी लोगों से अलग होते हैं, उनको रोका नहीं जा सकता इस तरह से। उनका संवैधानिक पद है, संवैधानिक अधिकार है कि उनको अलाउ किया जाए कि वो पीड़ितों से मिलने जाएं। उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि मैं अकेला चले जाऊंगा, यूपी की पुलिस के साथ मैं अकेला चले जाऊंगा, मुझे अकेला ले जाइए। वो भी करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है, पुलिस वालों के पास कोई जवाब नहीं है। शायद उत्तर प्रदेश की स्थिति क्या ये है कि आप इतना भी नहीं संभाल सकते, तो फिर आप इतना गर्व से क्यों कहते हैं कि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर आपने संभाल रखा है यूपी में।
जब एक बार सर्वे के लिए सब सहमत थे, सबने सर्वे कराया, आप दोबारा सर्वे इसलिए कराने गए कि झगड़ा नहीं हुआ। जो लोग नारे लगाते गए उनके खिलाफ क्या कार्रवाई भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने की है? किसी भी दल के नेता को ये जाने नहीं दे रहे। आखिरकार छिपाना क्या चाहते हैं? और प्रशासन की भाषा देखिए, उनके जो अधिकारी हैं, क्या लोकतंत्र में क्या इस तरह का व्यवहार और भाषा हो सकती है अधिकारियों की? अच्छा, 10 तारीख तक जाने क्या क्या छिपा देंगे, जाने कितना दबाव बना देंगे लोगों पर। जो कार्टेज की बात कर रहे हैं कि अमेरिका के हैं और पाकिस्तान के हैं, इनसे पूछे कि इनके असले कहाँ के हैं, इनके पास जो असले हैं वो कहाँ के हैं। और सच्चाई तो ये है कि पुलिस भी ऐसा काम करती है किसी को फंसाने के लिए। उत्तर प्रदेश की भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार में पुलिस केवल फंसाने का काम कर रही है, न्याय नहीं दिला रही है।
संभल के मामले में एक बहुत चौंकाने वाला खुलासा हुआ है। संभल में फॉरेंसिक टीम को कुछ कारतूस ऐसे मिले हैं जो पाकिस्तानी आर्मी द्वारा मेड है, यानी भारत के भीतर गृह युद्ध छेड़ने के लिए, जंग छेड़ने के लिए साजो सामान तक उस लोगों ने तैयार करके रखा है। और इनके लिए कैसे वकालत करने का काम आज विपक्ष के तमाम नेता कर रहे हैं। ये वो लोगों के साथ खड़े हैं जो पाकिस्तान के असलहों के साथ हिंदुस्तान की पुलिस पर फायर झोंकने से बाज नहीं आ रहे। ऐसे लोगों के खिलाफ आतंक निरोधी कानूनों के तहत कठोरता से कार्रवाई करने की आवश्यकता है। ये देशद्रोही लोग हैं, इनके प्रति किसी प्रकार की उदारता नहीं हो सकती, कोई मुरव्वत नहीं हो सकती।
Anshul, my colleague, joins us with more inputs. Anshul, very interesting how not just the BJP but the Samajwadi Party is also in a sense gunning for the Congress, especially Ram Gopal Yadav, you know, when he says that this is merely a photo opportunity on part of Rahul Gandhi, makes the rift within the INDI bloc very clear. But interestingly, the BJP has also spoken of a Pakistan link. So get us all the details.
Well, yes, if you look at the investigation that has been done by the Sambhal police over the last few weeks, what has come out is that there has been some sort of a link with some sort of an international link that has come to the fore. However, these links have still not been established from the side of the Sambhal police. What sources are telling us that in the search operations that have been conducted over the last few days, they have found empty bullet shells which were not actually made in India, because initially, remember, the Sambhal police and the Sambhal administration said that the bullets that were fired from the sides of the rioters, and those were actually country-made pistols, and those bullets that were fired were also country-made bullets. Now, finally, it is coming to the fore that somewhere or the other, some sophisticated weapons were also used in the riots that happened on the 24th of November. So that is something that is being investigated at this point in time, and this was one of the major reasons why the Sambhal administration did not want any VIP to come to Sambhal at this point in time, because there could be weapons that could be still in the hands of rioters who have not been arrested by the Sambhal administration at this point in time, and hence there could be a danger to their lives as well, and this is something that the Sambhal administration cannot afford. But if you speak about the politics that has been happening in and around this entire matter over the last few days, there have been several political parties, contingents of several political parties who have been trying to reach Sambhal, but the Sambhal administration has made it clear that no sort of political tourism will be allowed until the 10th of December, and post that, looking at the situation on the ground, further decision will be taken from the side of the Sambhal administration if at all they want to extend the 163 BNSS that has been imposed in Sambhal since the 24th of November, or if at all the situation is calm and people can come in and meet, or VVIPs can come in and meet with the people that they want to. So after the 10th of December, we are expecting some sort of an action to happen from the side of the Sambhal administration, but politics around this entire issue will continue to raise, and Samajwadi Party today as well definitely raised questions on how Rahul Gandhi did not raise his voice inside the parliament, but was trying to go to Sambhal as a photo opportunity. So
clearly, the political fireworks around the Sambhal violence is still being witnessed both inside the parliament and outside of it. Many thanks, Anshul, for getting us all those details. A quick break with that. We'll be right back.
I declare martial law to protect the Free Republic of Korea from the threat of North Korean communist forces, to eradicate the despicable pro-North Korean anti-state forces that are plundering the freedom and happiness of our people, and to protect the free constitutional order.
비상계엄을 선포합니다. 저는 이 비상계엄을 통해
Through this martial law, I will rebuild and protect the Free Republic of Korea, which is falling into the abyss of national ruin. To this end, I will definitely eradicate the anti-state forces who are the main culprit of the country's ruination and conduct vicious activities.
반드시 척결하겠습니다.
앞에 국회도로가 완전히 점거됐습니다.
I declare martial law to protect the Free Republic of Korea from the threat of North Korean communist forces, to eradicate the despicable pro-North Korean anti-state forces that are plundering the freedom and happiness of our people, and to protect the free constitutional order.
비상계엄을 선포합니다. 저는 이 비상계엄을 통해
Through this martial law, I will rebuild and protect the Free Republic of Korea, which is falling into the abyss of national ruin. To this end, I will definitely eradicate the anti-state forces who are the main culprit of the country's ruination and conduct vicious activities.
반드시 척결하겠습니다.
지금 과장님 지금 이문 앞에 국회도로가 완전히 점거됐습니다.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned. Let's take you through the latest coming in from South Korea. The situation is now turning from bad to worse as thousands of protesters are marching through the streets of downtown Seoul. Now remember, we're seeing these massive protests across the country after the president's announcement on imposing martial law, and given that, thousands have now taken to streets. Akanksha Swaroop joins us with more details. Like I said, Akanksha, situation seems to be only going from bad to worse. Take us through the latest protests that are being witnessed in South Korea.
Right, as you rightly mentioned, Kritsveen, the scenario is only spiraling further as these protesters, they are only growing large in number. Currently, what we are learning is that in fact, they're all swarming in towards the presidential office in Seoul. Even yesterday, the footage that was all coming in was showing all of these protesters take to the streets soon after President Yoon Suk Yeol, in fact, declared that martial law, which was, of course, lasted for a very brief period, even though it led to a lot of chaos. But during that time, we had seen some massive confrontations taking place as the army had, in fact, surrounded the entire National Assembly in Seoul, and protesters had taken to the streets. But having said that, it's not just going to be a civil movement. What we are seeing happen is that it's also now, being addressed by the entire National Assembly in South Korea. At the same time, we are also aware what a ironclad ally South Korea is as a nation to the United States, in fact, to the entire West. So even the US has been monitoring the situation very closely. Remember, at the same time, Kritsveen, that we are now expecting an impeachment motion to take place, for which almost 2/3 of the majority of the parliament will have to vote to get the president to be impeached. That should happen anytime now till Friday. Expect that impeachment to take place. And if that impeachment happens, you can expect the South Korean Prime Minister to take over and lead the government there. Remember, the martial law, even though it was called, it was shot down after the parliament unanimously voted against it, was the first in 44 years in South Korea. Kritsveen.
Oh yes, absolutely, Akanksha. The sentiment very clear that either the president step down or he be impeached. But tell us a little bit about the ruckus that was also witnessed outside the assembly, because like we've been discussing, a lot of MPs also took strong objection to the announcement by the president. What followed next?
The martial law is a very stringent one. As I said, that the fact that the president defied protocol and called for it the first in 44 years, it should be highlighted that under this martial law, all political activities, including those of the legislature, the National Assembly, are prohibited. Any act that attempts to overthrow the liberal democratic system of the government is prohibited. There's no freedom of speech and expression left for the media. They, under the garb of fake news, manipulation of public opinion and false propaganda, anybody can be jailed. At the same time, news media is also covered under martial law. Medical workers who are on strike would have to report to hospitals. There is no space for strikes, any kind of work stoppages. The law also states that measures will be taken to minimize inconvenience for the lives of good citizens. These are, the martial law, what it was proposing was seen as a draconian one and not that was in tune or in alignment with the democracy of South Korea. As I said, in decades it was the first move. And even though President Yoon Suk Yeol has called for it, saying that this was to in fact put a stop to all anti-national activities that were taking in cahoots with North Korea, and people from the opposition were supporting North Korea, and that's why he had to resort to this kind of a draconian move. The fact of the matter is that people within his own party have been against that martial law, and even though the entire parliament voted for it unanimously, this is going to have repercussions. The United States is also watching it very closely. Do expect the upper echelons of both Washington and Seoul to be in touch now.
Oh yes, absolutely. And as a result of this political crisis, we see an escalation in the law and order situation in South Korea. Kanksha, many thanks for joining us with all those very important details. We now shift our attention to how Naga Chaitanya and Shobhita are gearing up for their wedding ceremony. We're learning that it's going to be an 8-hour-long wedding following traditional Telugu rituals. Here's more.
Naga Chaitanya and Shobhita Dhulipala's upcoming wedding has been a hot topic ever since they exchanged rings on August 8, 2022. Excitement has only grown as the couple kicked off their pre-wedding celebrations in October 2024. Now, all eyes are on their big day, reportedly scheduled for the first week of December. A recent viral wedding invitation has revealed that the couple will tie the knot on December 4 at Hyderabad's iconic Annapurna Studios. This venue holds special significance as it was founded by Naga Chaitanya's grandfather, legendary actor Akineni Nageshwar Rao. The elegant invitation blends tradition with modern design. Along with the invite, a photo of a customized gift basket for guests has also gone viral, adding to the excitement. The wedding will be an intimate affair attended by close family and a select group of friends from the film industry. According to sources, the ceremony will follow Telugu Brahmin traditions and span over 8 hours. For her big day, Shobhita has reportedly chosen a stunning Kanjivaram silk sari intricately adorned with real gold zari, which she picked out while shopping with her mother. She has also opted for a simple white khadi sari woven in Ponduru, Andhra Pradesh, which will be paired with a matching traditional outfit for Naga Chaitanya, a source shared. As the countdown to their much anticipated wedding begins, fans can't wait to see Naga Chaitanya and Shobhita Dhulipala take their vows beautifully dressed and ready to embark on a lifetime of love and togetherness. Stay tuned for more updates on their big day only on Shosha.
And now shifting our focus to a very interesting story of success. This is a story about two youngsters. They're early in their 20s and they're in fact co-owners of a production house making waves across the business. In fact, they're the new name when it comes to storytelling and content creation. Here's more on what they've achieved so far.
First up, let's just start with understanding what's the story behind this partnership. How did you two meet and how did you guys get into saying, okay, this is something that we want to go at? Because I believe one of you have a assistant director sort of portfolio as well.
It's actually a very interesting story. The both of us were working in our previous organization together and we barely worked on any projects together. But we happened to do this one freelance project wherein we were coming back from Delhi, posted, and Anna just happened to pop the question and she asked me, she was just like, so Meghna, where do you see yourself in the next, say, 3 years? And I was like, I don't know, like maybe still working in this company, I'll work my way up, or maybe just start something of my own. And like I hadn't planned anything per se. And then she was like, why don't we just like, you know, take the plunge and just do something together. And she had given in her papers at that time. And as soon as we landed, we spoke a little bit and I was like, you know what, like, let me just take the plunge. And I put in my papers. I literally copy pasted her resignation. And when we were at the baggage belt, I was like, press send.
Yeah, and like Meghna said, on that flight, we figured everything out. Or, I mean, whatever we knew of starting a business at the time. We put together a client wish list, we put together an approximate of how much we thought we'd have to invest, all of these things. And we were fortunate enough to tick off quite a few names on that wish list in our first year. So that was great.
Quite cool.
Sound like boss girls, huh? Full lists and everything going on. Walk us through the process of creating one of these. So we're actually showing our audiences visuals from What the Hell Navya. How do you actually go about that? How do you sit with the client, plan the process? For example, with this Navya one.
We met with the family, which was of course Navya, Shweta ma'am and Jaya ma'am. We sat with them, we had a meeting with them, and we took them through all sorts of production visual aspects of things. So right from the set to the hair and makeup to the styling to the camera angles, the lighting, in post, how the grading, how the colors would look, all of that. And we took their, viewpoints and everything, and it was actually a very sweet, very comfortable meeting because they wanted the whole setup to look very homely and they were very warm to work with. So that we were very fortunate with.
Even the sponsor requirements, I feel like that was also like a whole different ball game for us. Because like she said, this was our first vodcast per se, and there was like a lot of like brand integration which needed to be taken care of. And I feel like everyone was really warm on that set.
Yeah. And then, so the next step that comes from there is actually going on the floors and shooting. So we covered 10 episodes in I think 8 days. And so we did 2 episodes per day on certain days. And during shoot, we started off with hair and makeup for them, styling, of course, made sure they were comfortable. The audio team along with us, we ran through the script with them and everything. And then once we actually started shooting, they sort of ran with it on their own, and they had a lot of